What? Okay. So, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Obviously, you can see that I received my laptop. It was at the doctor. So, here we are, and today we'll be looking at creating a ellipse from concentric circles. Alright, so I'm a little sick, so if my body's so, yeah, just get that out of the way. So, right now, I'm going to first show you the parts of an ellipse. Please remember what an ellipse is. And yes, if you want to create an ellipse, you could have just come up here and say so and create it, whatever. But if you're going to exam and them ask you to create it a specific using a specific technique, you have to know. And there are multiple techniques that you can use um create an ellipse, but today I'll be focusing on concentric circles. So first we have the ellipse right here, and the parts of this, we have the co-vertex, which is at the top right here, and we have the vertex, which, and also we have the focus point. So an ellipse, an ellipse is an ellipse is a like an oval shape. So an ellipse is an oval shape that is traced by moving points in a plane, which the distance from the two focal points are constant. So as you can see right here, and we have the major axis and the minor axis. So basically, the minor axis is the points going through the center closest. So these points are the closest, and the major axis is basically the ones that are basically far apart. So as we said, we're going to use the concentric circle. So for the concentric circle, we also going to have a major axis and a minor axis. So the major axis obviously would be the circle large, and the minor axis would be the smaller circle. Concentric circles are basically circles that arrange from the same center. They have the same center point. So for example, I had this circle right here, and I'm going to draw another circle from the same center. Why is center point not on this thing? Let me try turn on the center point. Center point is on. Perpendicular is on. Why am I not getting the center point? That is on. Alright, so let me see, why am I not getting the center point on these stuff? Okay, right here. Alright, and I should have this circle. These are concentric circle because they derive from the same center point. So let's go ahead and create our ellipse from concentric circles. So we're going to use 50 and we're going to use 50 and 25. So 50 is going to be our major axis. So the radius 50 I'm going to use 500 because this is at a scale that I don't know why it is at this scale. So let me just zoom it up. Yeah, that is good right there. And then going to have the next one. Since this circle is 50, I'm going to make it from the center and have my circle that it would be 25. But as I say, I'm using a different scale, the scale of 100. So yeah. Alright, so this is basically it. So what we're going to do now, we're going to select a line, and we're going to draw a line from the top of the first circle, the exact, the top peak. Well, yeah, and the going down to the bottom, and make sure this is a straight vertical line that is going down exactly through the center. And then we're going to go across here. We're going to draw a vertical line going also through the center. Alright, So now what we're going to do, we're going to divide this circle into 12 equal parts. So I don't know if you are watching. Sorry, that was my sister. I don't know if you guys watch the video where I did the cycloid. So in that video I divided the circle in 12 equal parts, and to do that I used array classic. So we're going to go into array classic, and remember that we have two type of array classic. We have rectangular array and we have polar array. Rectangular array is for lines and so on. Polar array on the other hand for circles. And yes, so first we already selected the objects that we wanted, and we're going to select the total number of items that we need, and I said we're going to divide it in 12 equal parts. So yes, we need this, and we're going to give it a preview. This is not how we need it to look, so we're going to go back on it, and then we're going to go to this right here, and we're going to select it, and we're going to select the center right here, and then as you can see, as we preview it now, this is how we need it to look. So enter. So this is what we have for now. Okay, so next what we need to do is we need to go over here, and we're going to ensure that perpendicular is on. So yes, it's right here, and it is definitely on. So what I want you to do now, you see all these lines, you're going to leave out the, let me put this in, you're going to leave the vertical line and the horizontal line alone. So let me put them in a different color. I'm going to color code it so that you guys can see that we're leaving them alone. But as for these ones, these slant lines that is at that these lines that are at an angle, we're going to use these ones. So what I want you to do, I want you to select line, and from all these lines, from the major axis, which is the larger circle, and from these slant line, from the point of these slant lines, I want you to draw a line going down. It doesn't matter how how long you draw these lines. You could even draw them like down here. Let me turn on the right angle. You could even draw them down here, but if you see it like this and it's giving trouble, you go down here and you just draw it. Doesn't matter, you're going to trim it. You can trim it up anyways. All right, and just like how you did this, we're going to go back to line, and we're going to do it again with this one. And if you don't want to do it like this, what you can do to not confuse yourself, you can do them one by one. So just like how we draw the line from this one, let me zoom it up so you guys can see it. Just like how we draw the vertical line from the major axis right here, we're going to go to this the minor axis right here, which is the smaller circle, and we're going to select line, and we're going to select right here, which is where it intersects where the slant line intersects the minor axis, and we're going to select it, and we're going to go across, right? Or we could just go like this and click on the line. Wherever the horizontal line intersects the vertical line, that's where we're going to click. All right, since this is how it looks, what we can do, we can trim it. Right, and this is what it is supposed to look like. So basically this is what we're going to do for this one, and we're going to do it also for this one. All right, so let's do that. Do the same thing, and we're going to go at the minor axis, go across, draw the line perpendicular. All right, and going to go over here, do the same thing. Obviously you're going to go down, because sometimes it gives trouble like that. Alright, alright, did I forgot the recording? Alright, so now that we have the top ones, we need the bottom one. Alright, so we're going to go to line, and obviously if we should select this and we're going to go down, we're going out of the ellipse, we're going out of the major and the minor axis. So we have to go up, right? Going up, and just like we did the top, we're going to go to the minor axis where the line intersected, and we're going to go across. Alright, and as me say, you can trim it up, you can go like as long as you want, extend the vertical line as far as you want, because sometimes it actually gives trouble. So, and as long as you know where the lines intersect, sometimes you don't really have to delete them, you don't have to trim it up, as long as you know that okay, that's where they intersect, that is no problem. But you know, I like my work neat, so I always trim them. If I don't trim it, I feel uncomfortable. Alright, so just like we did, trim it up. Alright, let me zoom it up, I think I can see properly. So going up again and going across. Let me delete this line. Alright, and when you're doing this, ensure that your orthographic mode is on. Your orthographic mode allows you to get straight clean lines. This down here, this right angle down here, is known as your orthographic mode sign or symbol. So make sure that that is on when you're doing this. Alright, so we're almost there. We just have one more to do, and we are finished with that. Alright, let's go. Now we're finished with that part, so we're moving on to the next step. So remember, I was telling you that vertically is your minor axis and horizontally is your major axis. As you see right here, horizontally is your minor axis, horizontally is your major axis, forgive me. Right here, this line right here represent your major axis, and this one I'm going to highlight now represent your minor axis. Alright, so let's go right here. My throat is killing me. Alright, let's. Why is my mouse behaving? Alright, alright. First, let's go back to the cycloid video. In the cycloid video, I use this command known as spleen, right? And this command known as spleen or spline allows you to just generate a curve from different points. So basically, I'm going to read what it says. When you type a command and you hover over it, it tells you what they are for. So it says right here, create a smooth curve that passes through or near specified points. So in the cycloid video, in order to create my arc, that's what I use. And if you haven't watched the cycloid videos yet, I will um copy the link in the description below. So we have spline. I'm going to show you how this works. So I selected the command spline or spleen. I'm not sure what's the name called. Different people pronounce it different ways, but I know it as spleen. Alright, so I selected the first point, right? Now I'm going to select the second point. you can see that there's a curve. Select the third point, you can also see that there's a curve. There's a curve, and from point to point it generates the curve, right? But this is just some random thing that I just did. Alright, so let me just delete these lines that I did in order to generate the curve. Alright, so why am I showing you this? Because spleen or spline is the command that we're going to use when we're creating our when you're creating when you're going to use create the ellipse. Alright, so this is basically something that this spline or spleen does. Let me just delete that foolishness that I just did. Alright, let's go over here. Now we're going to start from the minor axis. We could start from the minor axis, we could start from the major axis, but we're going to start from the minor axis, which is right here on the small circle, because this is our minor circle or minor axis. So let's begin from there. And we did this for a reason. These right here, we have these for a reason. So where the intersection, remember that I was telling you the intersection is very important. So because that is where we need that is going to be a part of the ellipse. So we're going to select on the intersections, just like right here that I did right here, and we're going to select on the intersection right here where the lines meet, not necessarily intersection, but where the lines meet. And on the major axis, we're going to select the right here, the point where the horizontal line meets the major axis is right here. So let's select that. And where the lines meet, right here, right? And we're going to go back to the minor axis, just like we did up here. We're going to go back right here, select right there, and just like we did over the left side, we're going to select it, this intersection, and just like we did over here, we're going to select the major axis. This is how we basically us making the ellipse, and you know that the ellipse have a major and minor axis, so don't miss these vertical and horizontal lines. And we're going to finish it by just clicking on the lines that meet, and we're going to go back up here at the minor axis where we started, and we're going to end it right here. Alright, and that is basically our ellipse. So let me color code it and put it in a different color. Let me color code it and put it in a different line weight so that you guys can see. Right, now this is our ellipse. If we should delete everything, this is what we would see. Let me copy and move it out of it. Let me copy it and move it. Alright, basically this is our ellipse. So if you should be in an exam and they say please create an ellipse from a concentric circle, you do know what to do. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay blessed and give less. Malovunu.